Everyone says the Viture Luma Pro is the better AR glasses, and based on the specs, it should be. Sharper resolution, brighter screen, lighter build, it looks like a clear winner on paper. But after digging into expert reviews, Reddit threads, YouTube deep dives, and long-term user feedback, I started noticing a surprising pattern. There's one specific feature where the Xreal One quietly dominates, and it changes how these glasses feel in real-world use. In this video, I'll compare the Viture Luma Pro and the Xreal One across everything that actually matters: comfort, display quality, audio, head tracking, and what real users say about long-term use. If you're on the fence, this should help you avoid a $500 mistake. If you're looking for the best deal on either of these, I've included updated links in the description, so check those out for the latest prices and availability. Let me start with something that sounds boring but becomes crucial after hour 2 of wearing these things. The Viture Luma Pro weighs 2.8 ounces, while the Xreal One is 3 ounces. That 0.2 ounce difference, it's the difference between forgetting you're wearing glasses and feeling like you've got a small paperweight on your nose. According to multiple user reports on Reddit, that 0.2 ounce difference becomes noticeable during extended use sessions. The Viture's translucent design with RGB lighting looks futuristic, the kind of tech that screams premium. But user feedback consistently mentions that translucent plastic attracts fingerprints and requires frequent cleaning. The Xreal One feels more like traditional glasses according to reviews: sturdier, more conservative, but undeniably solid. Multiple users report better build quality compared to older Xreal models, though some mention the previous generation had durability issues with arm breakage. If you're the type who's rough with tech, this matters more than you think. But here's where it gets interesting. Comfort isn't just about weight. The Viture has adjustable myopia correction up to 4.0D, meaning if you're nearsighted, you might not need your regular glasses at all. User reviews consistently praise this feature for those with mild to moderate nearsightedness. The Xreal One, however, displays everything at an infinite distance, which multiple users report works better if you're farsighted. This is where I expected the Viture to dominate, and in raw specs it does. 1200p resolution versus 1080p, 1000 nits brightness versus 600 nits, and a slightly larger 152-inch virtual screen. On paper, it's a massacre. In real-world use, according to expert reviews and user feedback, the difference is noticeable, but not game-changing for most people. Users report that the Viture's text is noticeably sharper, especially small text in coding environments, as noted in multiple Reddit discussions. Tom's Guide specifically praised the edge-to-edge clarity for productivity work. But here's what expert testing revealed: brightness matters more than expected. Multiple reviews mentioned that the Viture's 1000 nits keeps the display visible in bright environments, while the Xreal's 600 nits becomes harder to see outdoors. The Xreal One has one ace up its sleeve though, that 32.9 ultra-wide display mode. When it works, it's incredible for productivity. Imagine having 3 monitors in front of you, all crisp and clear. But, and this is important, it requires specific apps and doesn't work with everything. Both pairs surprised me with their audio quality. The Viture uses Harman-tuned speakers, while the Xreal goes with Bose tuning. In practice, both deliver surprisingly rich sound without the need for headphones. The Harman tuning on the Viture leans slightly brighter, great for dialogue in movies and podcasts. The Bose-tuned Xreal has deeper bass response, better for music and action movies. Neither will replace good headphones, but both eliminate the need to wear additional audio gear for casual viewing. Here's where my initial impression completely flipped. The Viture Luma Pro uses software-based 3DOF tracking, while the Xreal One has dedicated hardware, their X1 chip. In theory, hardware should be better. In practice, it absolutely is. The Xreal's tracking has 3 ms latency and stays locked in place when you move your head. Gaming, watching movies, or even just reading, the display stays exactly where you expect it. The Viture's software tracking works, but it requires specific apps like Spacewalker to function properly. Sometimes it drifts slightly, and it doesn't work at all with gaming consoles like PlayStation or Steam Deck. If you want to use these with anything beyond basic screen mirroring, the Xreal's hardware tracking becomes essential. This single feature changed my entire perspective. A beautiful display means nothing if it won't stay put when you move your head. Both glasses are powered through USB-C from your connected device, so battery life depends on what you're plugging into. I tested with laptops, phones, and gaming handhelds. Both performed similarly, drawing about the same power. The real difference is compatibility. The Viture works with basically anything that outputs video over USB-C. The Xreal's X1 chip adds some compatibility complexity, but enables those advanced features we talked about. Both cost exactly $49.99, making this a pure feature comparison. The Viture gives you better raw display specs and lighter weight. The Xreal gives you more advanced tracking and broader functionality. From a pure value perspective, I keep coming back to one question. What will you actually use these for? If it's primarily media consumption and basic productivity, the Viture's display advantages matter more. If you want to push the boundaries of what AR glasses can do, the Xreal's advanced features justify the same price. Let me be honest about the problems I discovered. The Viture's translucent design, while beautiful, shows every fingerprint and requires constant cleaning. Some users report the software-based tracking can be inconsistent, and that promised 3DoF camera update still hasn't materialized months later. The Xreal One has heat issues. After 15 to 20 minutes of intensive use, users report warmth building up on their foreheads. Not uncomfortable, but noticeable. Also, while the hardware tracking is superior, some users report minor ghosting or color shifting in certain scenarios. After extensive research, here's who each pair of AR glasses is really built for. If you're someone who spends hours coding, reading, or working with text, the Viture Luma Pro is the better fit. Its sharp display makes small fonts easier on the eyes, especially if you're nearsighted and want to ditch your regular glasses. It's also noticeably lighter, ideal for long sessions, and its higher brightness performs better in well-lit environments. And if you're just looking for simple screen mirroring without needing complex spatial features, it gets the job done without overcomplicating things. On the other hand, the Xreal One is perfect for gamers and multitaskers. It delivers smooth, low-latency head tracking, which is key for immersive play. Its reliable 3DoF support makes switching between apps or screens seamless. If you're farsighted, you'll appreciate the natural-feeling infinite distance display. It's also the more rugged option. Great if you're not the most careful with your tech, and it shines in spatial computing setups or advanced multi-screen environments. Hope this helped you decide between these two. Check the links below for the best current deals, and I'll see you in the next one.